everybody.
Hey guys.
MaJeliv here. We're the Vasquez family, and in today's video, we're going to be reacting to the 5th episode of Marvel Studios' What If. Today's episode is called What If Zombies. So it's just straight up zombies. There's no.
But there's a question, so I get to say
a lot of
zombies.
Questions. Yeah.
And an
exclamation mark. So
yes. Zombies?
Zombies?
It's an exclamation mark and a question mark.
Thumbnail is Tony Stark as a zombie, so we have no clue where this is gonna go. But each episode just keeps getting more mysterious, crazy, and intense. And I mean, last week's episode of Doctor Strange was extremely tragic, heartbreaking,
depressing.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Check out our reaction to that.
Marvel is definitely pushing boundaries when it comes to not only animation but story. But yeah, check that out. Card up above. And yeah, we're super excited for this one. Shang-Chi, if you guys haven't seen it, you guys have to see it. It's so great. We have reviews to that as well that you guys can check out. But this movie, Shang-Chi, definitely, we saw it last weekend when it came out, and man, it's definitely connecting to everything. So if you're wondering if Shang-Chi's connected, definitely is, so go check it out.
Also, I've never experienced zombies in animated form.
They all died in episode 3.
That was, yeah.
So do we want them dead or do we want them dead alive as zombies? So
undead, right?
Undead.
Imagine Hulk as a zombie.
That's what I was saying. He's already good.
He's one of the ones I hope is not a zombie.
Yeah.
And are these gonna be zombies that are walking, like The Walking Dead?
Zombie.
Or are they
let's just jump in.
World War Z, super sprinting, cannot stop me, Maze Runner zombies?
Like clickers from Last of Us.
Alright, here we go.
Dr. Bruce Banner, the human hiding within the Hulk.
About Thanos, right?
But the world he found was not one he recognized.
Oh man.
The question is how? Was that too low?
Of the children of...
Tony? Oh boy. That sort of seems like overkill.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, yeah, they're still pretty good fighters.
Whoa!
Ew.
It's Doctor Strange.
Dr. Wong.
They're gonna show us before, like what happened.
Oh my god.
Oh no, this.
The cape has a mind of its own.
Yeah.
Yeah, it always has.
Oh!
What?
Wong.
Whoa.
What is that?
Is that the Thanos?
No, this is something else.
Oh, wasp.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never thought.
Oh, cool.
Relax. I'm just your friend in there.
I think this is the episode with him in the cape, John.
What the
Yeah.
hell happened to the neighborhood?
His head.
Huh.
They're gonna show us?
2 weeks earlier,
Oh, they
Yeah.
will.
Hank Pym journeyed into the quantum realm, searching for his long lost.
Alright, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
No.
No!
This is so awful and like dark.
On my mark.
Uh-oh. Oh,
Because
ooh,
once
like
Bruce
parasites.
heroes joined the infected,
Ow.
no one else stood a chance.
Right, because heroes are
Unless
kicking butt by zombies.
So you want to survive with zombies.
Zombie apocalypse! You can make it here, you can make it anywhere. First, you have to knock it easy. Let's meet, go down. Your robot army.
Sharon Carter.
So now we're
Probably making an ad for everybody that's still alive.
You certainly picked the hell of a
They're so
time
much
to
safer
visit.
when Wakanda's around.
I know.
My king went missing with the Avengers weeks ago.
there's a difference.
Oh!
What the heck?
Oh. They were small.
We have American reality shows.
That's the truth.
The rest of us will stay here and guard the perimeter.
No, it's not working. We're locked out of the gearbox.
I don't remember the curtains.
Yeah, he's
That's the guy from Ant-Man.
Oh, Yes, I remember him now.
The Baba Yaga guy.
Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
Falcon.
Falcon.
Sam. This is where Happy becomes Batman. I know this is
Just the urge. Was I?
Oh!
Oh my god.
Oh, he's gone.
That was Falcon, right?
I don't know.
Dude, I forget this is not a kid show.
I think that's Hawkeye, isn't it?
I'm not happy.
What?
What?
Yep.
Hawkeye.
No, it was Hawkeye that did it.
Falcon.
Remember you said that they're not gonna be their same selves?
Dude, they turn fast.
They're like still powerful. How? It's terrifying.
That's why she's still alive.
so terrifying.
Oh. Wow.
He's got like some. Oh!
This is so like
Yeah.
messed up, dude.
But it's the truth though. Like they have to like
Okay,
be
there you go.
fully dead.
She just upgraded a little bit.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh,
my
Wasp is amazing. How awesome is it that Denai Guerrera's in this? She was in The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? That's
Wasn't she
such a
shown?
Guerrera, yeah. I'm not saying her last name right.
It's a whole lot of guts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so cool that she's
It's
in
cool
it.
that
It's
she's
right.
in this, yeah. This is really cool. I like this, man.
That's not cool.
What do they say to everyone if they're all dying because they're zombies and they're turning to slush?
Yeah, who's the stowaway?
They're all dead now.
Oh jeez. Yep.
Who?
Captain America.
Oh, that would suck if it's Cap.
Uh
You've had enough, Cap.
It is Cap.
oh.
Man.
Oh my god! That's disgusting.
What the heck, bro?
It's so sad. Oh!
Guys,
Nasty.
That's like a superpower, but it's a gross superpower.
Oh no.
Oh no.
The Watcher's head is big, man.
can we really take that risk?
Yeah, she's powerful.
Risk. It's hope.
So messed up. So sad.
It's not for me, okay?
It's like an
So
ant, right?
awful.
Like a bug when.
That's true, Mom.
You better find a cure.
Guys, aren't they climbing the fence?
Buccaneers. I feel her.
Baba who now?
Baba Yaga. The V.
Vision!
You're a vision. You have no idea how good it is to see a familiar and Alberto's cross that beat face.
Benefits of being an android.
That's not my entrance. You know, I need to get this thing motorized. Hey! Scott!
What?
Lang?
No.
I've lost weight. Thank you for noticing. I'm not gonna let it go to my head. Sorry, I tend to process traumatic events with dad jokes. Drives Hank crazy. Drove Hank crazy.
Now this looks like your game, Matthew.
According to these
Last
security
of Us.
laws.
Oh, Last of Us, Walking Dead, yeah.
Signal. More survivors. Well, then where are they?
Where are they?
Yeah, I don't think they survived.
Oh.
Oh.
Wanda.
You and the guy.
Chala?
Bucky. I'm sorry, Dr.
Wanda?
Banner. I really do wish you hadn't
Like Black
found this.
Widows?
Oh, wait.
What the hell is this place?
That's Wanda.
You have awakened her. She hasn't eaten in days.
Oh jeez.
Remember the witch Witch he said was there?
Game over, dude.
Scarlet
how are they
Witch,
gonna
dude.
How are they gonna fight Scarlet Witch?
I'm really learned that those little guns are not
They
gonna.
haven't done jack.
From Star Wars.
Yeah.
Is that even legal? Oh my god.
I must atone for what I have done.
Isn't he the only solution?
Bring myself to leave her.
Because they need the Mind Stone.
Is it the third time he's lost his Mind Stone?
What do you do?
That's the only way to the cure.
Okay, to the quad jet.
Run from Scarlet Witch.
Oh my gosh.
Run.
If anything, they're showing us.
Superpower, right?
Yeah.
Run.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what I
jeez.
said.
Go, bro.
She's terrifying, man.
Oh my god. She literally bit him. Now he's a humongous zombie.
No, because it's a
Whoa.
Hulk saved.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's insane.
Oh, jeez.
Can these get any more depressing?
Yeah.
Finally.
Dude, this is honestly just showing us that what Wanda can be capable of. Alive.
Oh.
Oh.
I hope this lasts now.
Well,
Nice.
there.
Like King Kong, man.
So what, Hulk is gone now too? Oh my gosh.
ETA, 20 minutes.
Go ahead, high five. It's okay, I won't get left out.
You're alright. Last year, Mr. Stark asked me to join the Avengers.
Oh.
A zombie Thanos now? Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh.
What?
What are you doing to
Wait.
us, Marvel?
Wait a minute. Did that just really happen?
At the end with Thanos?
They just gave him the stones to end all of it? Like what?
No, he still needs the one that they have.
The Mind
he's-
Stone.
the
They're
whole
bringing
thing
he's
is that
bringing
he's
Wakanda.
there. Well,
He's
they
already-
said, look, because they said Wakanda was the safest place that they haven't gotten there yet.
Well,
But
remember
what
how?
they don't know is that they've already arrived there and Thanos is now a zombie.
Because remember, the reason why Banner arrived to Earth was because
Thanos is
Thanos was coming.
That's like the
But
beginning
because
of
the
Infinity
zombies
War.
happened, everybody forgot about Thanos, and so he took over.
And he's a zombie.
Yep. And he has all the stones.
So basically, they're going to Thanos, right?
Yep.
So wait, is there gonna be another episode continuing this, or we're left to interpret the ending?
Yeah, that's.
Thanks for
Left to
the
interpret the
artistic animated show that now leaves me completely unresolved.
Well, we were kind of unresolved last week too with.
Well, there was a
Doctor
resolve.
Strange.
There was a sense of closure.
An awful
Yeah.
closure, but
Yeah,
Pretty terrible closure.
yeah.
Yeah, this was horrible.
This one's kind of. I mean, it was great. Don't get me wrong. It was just really anticlimactic in the sense that, like, how? Even if, like, let's say yes, they do find a cure. I mean, what? All those dead people are just gonna come back?
Yeah, but then they're gonna bring Thanos back, and he's just gonna wipe out half the universe again.
Yeah.
You know
So
what I mean?
I think these episodes are showing us the potential of different characters being put through different tests. So that when
Yeah.
Multiverse of Madness happens, we almost are dreading certain realities because we've seen them before,
Yeah.
and it kind of gets us ready to expect things.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, we're probably like being shown the weakness. The
Yes.
weaknesses of some characters, like with Doctor Strange, that would he really do that? Would that really happen if he did lose the one that he loved?
Vision's
Vision's
potential.
potential, Wanda's potential.
Well, the thing is that
she's
she's
not even alive.
She's not even Scarlet Witch yet. That was Wanda, like her from Infinity War and Endgame.
Right?
That wasn't Scarlet Witch Wanda.
Right.
Yeah.
And Doctor Strange has, I mean, look how he became debilitated because of the loss of the one he loved. So
I mean, I agree with you to an extent, but I do think this show, in a sense, is its own thing. I think we're learning things like you guys are saying about the characters. I just think this extends the theme of what happened in Loki, which is now this multiverse exists. So all of these characters that we're meeting, or versions of certain characters, variants, quote unquote, if you will, now exist somewhere. Or at least they have, and they were thrown into this void that, so in a way it extends the theme of now, okay, Sylvie, you've unleashed the multiverse, and these are the different characters that exist within it. So yeah, we're learning about different characters, but I mean, this episode really emphasized Spider-Man, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And it kind of is hinting at that theme, or kind of what we've kind of been, I guess, theorizing, which is that Spider-Man will kind of lead the new Avengers going forward, or at least be a leader with the young Avengers, if you will. Because that's kind of how Tony Stark left him. That was a big part of Far From Home. And now we go into No Way Home, which is what steps in, what is the breaking off point for the stepping stone for Multiverse of Madness. That movie is going to start off that chain. So if this kid, who's supposed to be the leader of the Avengers, of this group of heroes, if he doesn't have that sense of responsibility, or he hasn't fully learned it, he has to, so that he can lead these heroes. I just think this was an unfortunate ending. This is basically, if you think about it, this is, you go to a writing room, right, and you have all of these ideas that you throw onto a board, and that's basically what we're getting here, is these different people, different ideas that I'm sure fans have thought of.
And a chance to also share certain comic book stories in a more cinematic way, with this 3D, 2D comic-esque look to the animation.
I don't think everyone, I could be wrong, but I don't think everyone has the potential to easily transition into the order and structure of the Marvel world we've seen into what's about to happen. The chaos, the dimensions, the intertwining of storylines and timelines and variants. I really do think it's a crash course to prepare the audience for what's to come. Not everybody can handle all of that all at once in the world we've been seeing so far. Everything has been so timeline and merging, and everything's been perfectly organized by Marvel, and now they're gonna throw poop. It's gonna hit the fan, and we're gonna be just completely to not curse, but we are going to be throwing a lot of curveballs here, and I think this is a genius way for them to get us ready for it.
We made a point last week, and it's still very true. An evil version of Doctor Strange, we could still see that. There's certain characters in here that, we can definitely see. But if anything, this show is, what I'm just getting at, a way to teach us how to look at the multiverse going forward. But, having, I think, a narrator like The Watcher kind of keeps us in that sense of looking above, knowing that this is in a way a separate alternate version of what we know. So I think if they find a way to do that in the MCU with the movies, if that's the route they're going, which sounds like they are with Multiverse of Madness, then
And The Watcher's a genius narrator that really explains things in a very simple way for us to kind of be guided by. It's very depressing.
They basically show different things that are happening in different timelines, but also why we're not witnessing these timelines is because they end. Even with the Star-Lord being Black Panther, T'Challa, the episode 2, fantastic episode, but that timeline ends because Ego and
Star-Lord.
the original Star-Lord that in our timeline becomes a Star-Lord.
The only one that didn't end really was the Captain Carter one. At least I don't remember.
Right, but
Unless it did, but
that's the only one though, because if you look at the other ones, they all end terribly.
And if you continue on to what He Who Remains was saying in Loki, how all these other universes kind of brought their own destruction. He found a way to just kind of make it all work so that it's all one linear thing, and now
it keeps on going.
Now the destruction doesn't have to happen.
So that's why I think it's perfect that this show, I don't know if that's how they planned it originally, but that this show came out after Loki, because it helps us as MCU fans, people that are watching this stuff, kind of see what that is doing now, even though we haven't seen it happen really with our characters yet. right? Because Loki's story with that show kind of happened separately to the characters. Probably going to see them react to it with Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness, and Spider-Man: No Way Home. But this is giving us as an audience, like Mom was saying, like I think you agreed that because you're not in your head, a way to see what He Who Remains was talking about.
Well, I think
because none of these, sorry Mom, none of these are really happy besides the first one. I mean, even the first one though, like people die that weren't supposed to, like it's, you know. So anyway, what were you gonna say?
No, that I think through every episode, if you really dissect them carefully, you do learn certain things about the episode, the reality of what you're seeing. You know, we saw Spider-Man in a very fragile state of losing person after person after person, and we don't know what's coming in his new movie, but you know that's a fragile state of Spider-Man's. He has so much optimism, and yet if he's brought to this point of loss, he could lose that sense of positivity. You know, we have the invasion of zombies. We are gonna be seeing the invasion of Skrulls, which is not the same thing, but it's kind of a new form of invasion. It's a different. It's very poetic in the way that they're kind of just showing us these different vulnerabilities, and you know, I'm excited to see how we're gonna be emotionally connecting what's coming to what we're seeing.
Yeah. That's a good point too with the Skrulls, because we don't know too much about, except for what you guys have sort of taught us and what we learned in the movies.
Like secret.
But we know the Skrulls have kind of been undercover for many years. We saw that little behind the, you know, like they've been around. Sounds like people are against Skrulls, like they are looked down upon. People talk about them as if they're, you know. So there's definitely a good themes there. But yeah, Mom, I think what these characters are learning here is going to mirror things that they're going to go through, which I think we've kind of already started to see.
I mean, the idea of our superheroes being the evil side and the way that could cause a complete destruction of the world.
Scary.
I mean, that there's no one that's going to save humanity from the likes of the evil ones we've met, that they're the ones that are now evil and out to destruct. Like, I think that's what's just flipping in my brain every time I see these episodes.
You haven't said much in a bit, though.
Yes, talk please.
Well, there's a lot to take away from this episode, but I'll start with Peter Parker, because we've got Spider-Man: No Way Home coming up, and really the last episode and this episode are really highlighting Doctor Strange and Peter Parker and elements of their character and what their vulnerabilities are, what their motivations are, what are their fears, what are all of that. And so what I love about this episode and last is that we're really getting to see the glimmer of hope and the glimmer of fear, all of these elements with these two characters that clearly from the trailer of Spider-Man No Way Home, these two heroes of ours are going to shift things in now what is the madness that is the multiverse. So there's a lot of what you guys are saying that is going on. I would love to see new rock stars to see, because this, I need some sense out of this episode. I do, in terms of the multiverse and what it could possibly mean. But yes, it feels like a lot of it is going on, all the multiverses, we're experiencing them. But when you look at just the character of Peter Parker and what he instills in so many of I mean, it's what strikes Tony so hard when he disappears in Endgame, or rather Infinity War. It's, this kid is the hope. He's this constant beacon of hope and heart and lightness and positivity and joy. Yeah. It's the wonder of Spider-Man and who Peter Parker is. And then you put him in this living hell that is, again, spurred on by Hank Pym and Hope looking for Mom, and they bring this virus. So we go back to what the Watcher has been telling us, because people act selfishly and they make decisions based on their delusions. They create a living hell, which is what we learned in Doctor Strange episode 4.
And I mean WandaVision too.
And WandaVision as well. So, and that's why she's such a key character here. And I love that you bring that up, because I was going there. The zombie Wanda, she paused and looked on the dead body of Vision and stopped her like mayhem to realize, this is my love and I'm stuck in this form. There's something about her that she's so powerful. I think of all the people that turn into zombies, she would have the power to control her brain from doing what it wants to do with the virus. So if I were to carry on this story with Peter Parker, I think the only hope that Peter has, because right now he's with a floating head. I mean, he's wearing
Black
a cape,
Panther who's missing a leg.
Correct. He doesn't stand much of a chance versus a zombie Thanos.
With almost all of the Infinity Stones.
So I mean, really, how this could possibly end, you can come up with all kind of scenarios. But I really don't think it's about that.
You mean main thing is about Peter? Yeah.
Yeah, I really do think that even with what's coming, he still doesn't lose hope. Like, he's still going to find, and when he gets there and he finds Wakanda taken over by Thanos and his now zombie minions, he's gonna fight to the end. And we all know, whether you know the comics or not, Spider-Man is a badass superhero.
Yeah.
He's gonna go out fighting.
That's the thing is, that's what I've been loving about Tom Holland's Spider-Man is we really are still only seeing his beginnings.
Correct.
Truly. Because, with Tobey Maguire's and Andrew Garfield's, they were already in college, or I guess Andrew Garfield was in high school, but we're really going to see him grow and mature and become the Spider-Man that we all love, hopefully that everything still works out, if they're really planning out all these movies we want, like, that is going to mean so much. In the same way that we've seen Iron Man grow and his death and his leave.
That's why it was so emotional when he did die, because you see where he started and you see how he ended. It's just like.
And I think what a beautiful homage to T'Challa.
Yeah, that line.
To Chadwick Boseman, for him to say those lines, and it's for us to feel that reality of him being gone and always remembering him through, that's how we keep them alive. So I don't know if it's his last episode of What If.
I don't think it is, because I know that there was a promo of like a Avengers lineup that's circled, but it has like T'Challa, Star-Lord, and
more like different
Thor.
people,
It's just different people.
But I love what the line said, and we believe this too.
Death is not the end.
Death is not the end, and it's not just the Wakanda culture. It is definitely a belief that we have, and that's why it's such a beautiful line, because Chadwick is gone here on Earth, but I think his impact is still affecting us. I mean, yeah, this is I think for someone that's not a Marvel fan and it's just kind of like an outsider looking into all of this, he was a genuine artist who gave his whole heart and soul to what he was doing, and that's really the best way to live life. No matter what you're doing, whether you're building houses or helping people in hospitals or unclogging toilets, if you are living with a sense of giving of yourself to the best of your ability, as Chadwick did, then you're living life the right way. And that's what we hope to do. And even though these episodes seem like it's silly, it's great allegory. And that's what Peter Parker is about. I think his greatest superpower is aligning that sense of selflessness and heart with that genius that he is, And I think that's what this episode is about, is what is Peter Parker going to become as we watch him go through some pretty hellish situations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's what I'm taking away.
I think even the comedy, I'm sure the comic relief might have turned off some people, because there's times where it felt a little like, oh, that's weird to be joking.
Like no emotions.
But I do think it's what you're saying. It extends that sense of Peter Parker always trying to be optimistic, whereas on the inside he could be really hurting, or he could be really, So yeah, I mean, what a great episode. It was obviously a little bit shorter, but we've never seen anything like that before.
I don't know why, even though it was shorter, it felt longer in a way.
Yeah.
I think the whole scenario of a zombie apocalypse is like, when will this end?
Mm-hmm.
And it feels longer.
This kind of stuff, it's easy to critique it as a fan and be like, well, why did they do this? But it is so difficult to write something like this.
Mm-hmm.
I can imagine
especially in like that time frame.
Right.
How do you do it in?
The courage it takes to completely take your heroes and the story that your massive fan base knows, to take this kind of risk to show us this kind of hokey zombie world thing, and still add layers of what is truly going on in the MCU. I personally love it. I absolutely do.
I feel like the longer we wait, I don't know, I get so invested that the longer we wait for the next movie of Wanda, the more powerful she's getting. I feel like she's out there sitting somewhere just
Well, yeah,
still
she's
studying and reading, and I'm like,
yeah,
no.
yeah, she's exactly that. She is sitting in that beautiful little hut. She's sitting there drinking her tea, and then her other self is getting massively OP and getting ready to tear the universe apart.
Yeah.
It's just
That's
we get
terrifying.
so invested.
To end, we are just extremely curious
Yeah.
and excited to see what that looks like, and to see that the dialogue and the scenes between Doctor Strange and Wanda and Spider-Man. I mean, what are we? Ah, man, that's what I'm most excited to see. Is to see how these characters play off of each other, because we haven't seen it yet. We haven't, and it's it's Marvel. We love you.
Yes.
It's
Great,
really fantastic.
great writing. It really is.
Fantastic. But anyway, thank you so much for listening to us. Now moving forward, obviously, I don't know, depending on the ones, like looking at the ones that they've advertised in terms of episodes, I think there's like a little bit more that we haven't seen, but I don't know, there's supposed to be a good amount of episodes for this.
Thanos looking Gamora.
Right, there's still like
So I don't know what
Vision
episode
as
that's gonna be.
Vision as Ultron, there's still Party Thor, there's a lot that we haven't seen, but I am curious to see what else they got for us. But thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you guys enjoyed our reaction, and we want to hear your thoughts about what you thought about Zombie Avengers and this whole scenario.
About
You guys are
Valkyrie
fans of the
getting
comics
split in half.
and yeah, all the craziness and what you guys are excited to see in the future of the
Or do
MCU.
you think you should show this to your kids?
Probably not.
All right, guys, go out there, spread your light, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a massive day.
Bye.